Remember when you would lay in the grass at night, spotting all kinds of constellations, maybe glimpsing at a shooting star or marveling at the cloudy outline of the Milky Way? No? This outdoor pastime has all but disappeared from our lives as light pollution from buildings, billboards, street lamps, and even the security lights from your neighbor's garage make it impossible to see but a few stars at night. The dark sky has become a rarity in the modern world, and advocates across the globe are finding ways to bring it back.
To really see, the Milky Way or even beyond that, you're having to obviously get out of the city, but maybe even get to really rural areas or out west or, to really get away from most of us live. And that is, I think, a sad thing.
That's Paul Bogard, author of the picture book To Know a Starry Night, with photos by astrophotographer Beau Rogers. One key aspect of this discussion is the prevalence of light pollution. So what exactly is it?
A good definition of light pollution is just the overuse and misuse of artificial light at night. So it's, we're going to have artificial light. We like it, we need it, we'll have it. It's just a matter of sort of how we'll use it and how much and where. And so light pollution is really speaking to kind of the irresponsible use of it, blasting it into the sky or into your neighbor's house or into the eyes of drivers, that kind of thing. And we don't understand that the overuse and misuse of artificial light at night impacts us in many ways. The impact to human physical health, for example, disrupting sleep and impeding the production of melatonin, and the sort of waste of money and the psychological cost of not being able to look up and see the night sky as a child, for example.
Amateur astronomers describe the night sky using the Bortle scale, which is named after John Bortle, who created it in 2001. It describes light pollution on a scale from 1 to 9, based on celestial objects visible to the naked eye. For example, if you're standing in Times Square in New York City at midnight on a clear night, you won't see any stars. That's a Bortle 9. If only the brightest constellations, like the Big Dipper, barely glow and the Milky Way is invisible, that's a Bortle Class 7, which is common in most suburbs around the country. If you look at a dark sky map, you'll see that Europe is lit up like a Christmas tree, as is much of the eastern half of the United States. Australia, on the other hand, is one of the darkest places in the world, and a mecca for night sky enthusiasts. One organization committed to the cause is the International Dark Sky Association, a leader in protecting areas known as dark sky reserves. These sites meet a number of criteria, including an exceptional view of the Milky Way with the unaided eye. But communities can also pass ordinances and convert into certified dark sky destinations. In Arizona, Tucson and Flagstaff are two cities that have done so. So how can you push for a darker sky in your own community?
The first thing to do is really assess your own community and your own strengths. So if your community really values wildlife and ecological health, that might be something that you want to look into researching the effects of light pollution on, craft your argument about that, and then reach out either to the local businesses or local community council and make your case for changing the lighting or updating the lighting ordinances. Some communities really value tourism, and astrotourism has been a huge booming segment of the ecotourism sector.
That's Betty Maya Foote, a director of engagement at the International Dark Sky Association. Foote says it's important to build a following rather than approach City Hall on your own. She suggests searching for a local astronomy club or a nearby Audubon society. Such a group got management at the John Hancock Center in Chicago to turn off the lights at night because they disoriented migrating birds. Even local tourism councils might help to build a dark sky coalition when they learn about the benefits of astrotourism. But not everyone will be keen on darkness.
Be prepared for what people may argue against light pollution. So some of the really common ones are safety. That's kind of the first thing that people bristle at when you talk about, reducing lighting levels. Is they're like, we're all about seeing the stars, but we really want to be safe.
So much of the light that we use that's going just right up into the sky, or it's bouncing off a billboard and going into the sky, or it's just shining. It's not making anybody any safer. If you want lights, you can shield them better. There are fixtures that will shine the light down rather than shine it up or shine it horizontally. But really, like with our house where we live in Minneapolis, there's enough ambient light from the street lights that we don't really need to have, lights on our house on at night. So we just turn them off.
But what about local businesses? After all, high visibility with the lights on is a marketing strategy.
Actually, not necessarily. What I've seen a lot of our advocates do around the world is actually create a dark sky friendly business certification. And they will, for businesses that have dark sky friendly lighting, they will give them an award. They'll write it up in the local newspaper. They'll give them a window cling to hang in their window and just give them a lot of positive publicity. And that can actually create a lot of buy-in from local businesses. And as well, when you talk about astrotourism and bringing people and tourists into the community to appreciate the night sky, dark sky friendly lighting and businesses actually really go hand in hand and can definitely support one another.
Even if you live in a place that is a Bortle Class 7 or 8, Bogard says the night sky is still beautiful and worth exploring.
I just always encourage people to, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good in terms of experiencing the beauty of the night. Night has so much to offer us and is so beautiful in so many ways, and to just encourage folks to do whatever they can to start to attend to that and to be open to that, and to go out and try to see the stars wherever you are, or the moon is, quite beautiful as well, and then to be thoughtful and good neighborly about the use of lights.
The next time you roll your trash can to the curb or take the dog out for a walk, pause for a moment, look up, and take in the beauty of even that single star. You can also take in the stars in Paul Bogart's book, To Know a Starry Night, available online and in bookstores. Learn more about all of our past guests on our website at viewpointsradio.org. For more behind the scenes, search Viewpoints Radio on Instagram, X, and Facebook. This segment originally aired in January 2022 and was written and produced by Polly Hansen. Our lead producer is Libby Foster. Our executive producer is Amira Zaveri. Our studio engineer is Jason Dickey. I'm Marty Peterson.